Hello children, in today's class we'll see footnotes and endnotes. See, both footnotes and endnotes are common writing tool features implemented while using various citation styles. So they provide writers with a clear method in directing the reader to further information on the research topic and additional citations. So what is a footnote or endnote? It provides actually a clear method to that is, footnotes and endnotes provide writers with a clear method in directing the reader to further information on any research topic or additional citations. So though these two terms, footnotes and endnotes, are used interchangeably, they have a few key differences. So footnotes and endnotes typically are utilized in more scholarly works of non-fiction, but they can be used in narrative non-fiction and even novels in some cases. So footnotes and endnotes are a means to specifically cite another book. So website or some other, not only book, it could be a website or some other book or some other references. So they can also be used to provide amplifying information about something with the body of the work. So footnotes and endnotes, to give footnotes or endnotes will depend on the readership, the kind of note, the economic factors and the author's view. See, all these things decide whether to give footnote or endnote. So a book may have both footnotes and endnotes if it will appeal to general readers. And one may relegate to endnotes the sources which few readers will want to follow up, but retain as footnotes the additional pieces of information which the general reader may enjoy, but which cannot easily be fitted into the text. So in an edition of a text, the editorial notes may be printed as endnotes to distinguish them from the original footnotes. So the original notes may be printed as endnotes if they are thought to be less useful to the reader, or there may be two sets of footnotes. So what is a footnote? This is what we are going to see now. Footnotes. So the most obvious difference between footnotes and endnotes is actually the placement of each within a paper. So footnotes are found at the bottom of a page, that is in the footer, while the content in footnotes and endnotes can look the same. They serve different functions. So footnotes are used as a citation vehicle for a short citation. They also use a different numbering system which allows the reader to determine whether they should look for the additional information. See, there are other things which we have to consider while preparing footnotes. See, if the footnote is very long footnotes should, if the author agrees, be taken into the text, or it can be even made into appendices. So very short notes such as cross references or short sources of quotations may be taken into the text too. So try to move into the text any complex mathematical settings, that is if you have used in your writing, as this would become very difficult to read it in footnote size type. So footnotes may sometimes be shortened by omitting information already given in the text. For example, if the author title and page number are mentioned in the text, the footnote need give only a publisher, place and date. So it need not repeat the author, title and page number again in the footnote. In fact, there is a movement towards omitting publication details from footnotes unless they are of a particular significance, provided there is a full bibliography. So this is another way of cutting down the number of footnotes. But it should ideally be done before the TypeScript reaches the copy editor. So I'm sharing an example of a footnote. See, this is text footnote. So another example. You would have seen this in many textbooks. This is footnote. So you can see it is numbered here 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will be numbered like this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the reference number 1, first footnote, and 2, and reference to somebody, that is Gary Westphal, it's given here, and another footnote 3 is here, and for this name and the citation. Footnote, you can see it's given here at the end of the page, footer. So that is footnote. So footnotes, as I said, are found at the bottom of a page. So you can find footnotes are placed at the bottom of the page, that is in the footer. Next is endnotes. So endnotes are located at the end of the complete document, or sometimes at the end of a chapter or section. So it's a basic difference between footnote and endnote. So if you see, footnote are at the bottom of a page, and endnote are located or placed at the end of the complete document. It could be even a chapter or module or a section, or even sometimes at the end of the textbook. So endnotes are usually numbered in one sequence throughout each chapter. Endnotes can contain more text without compromising the format of the paper. This example for endnote. So as I said, it is numbered. See, endnotes are usually numbered in one sequence throughout each chapter. So 142, 43, 44. So it is numbered like this. So also in the example, as I said, it's numbered here 1, 2, 3, 4. Endnote. See, you would have noticed small numbers printed above certain words or at the end of the sentences as superscript in a document or book. So these numbers either match with the numbers placed at the bottom of the respective page representing footnotes, or at the end of the book or a document as endnotes. So footnotes and endnotes are used by the authors for various purposes, as to provide bibliographical information, or to outside sources, or copyright permission, explanatory information, citations, or some additional details about the topic under consideration. And when deciding whether to use a footnote or endnote, this can depend upon the nature of the text. For example, if you have a very long piece of text to enter, it might be more appropriate to add this as an endnote, as long as the footnotes will by default flow on to the bottom of the following page, which may confuse a reader. Similarly, with references, where the reader is more likely to need the information, this information after they have read your paper, these should be added as endnotes. However, for short explanations where the text note is relevant to add context to the main body of the content, these descriptions should be added as a footnote. Of course, these are just guidelines. Sometimes where to use footnote or endnote actually depends upon the corporate style guides, because publishing house will provide you with the style guides or the guidelines to prepare your bibliography notes. So it depends upon the corporate style guides or publisher preferences, as I said, or even simply how you want as a writer or an author, how you want things to look. Yes, generally, writers are confused whether to provide footnotes or endnotes. See, both footnotes and endnotes serve the same purpose. So, footnotes are the best option if you are only providing a small amount of supplemental material and you want to make sure that the reader sees it. And if you have a significant amount of supplemental material, it is EndNote will be the better option. So you can follow EndNote. So it depends on, and particularly EndNotes is a source citation that refers the readers to a specific place at the end of the chapter. So you can see, so it is, as I said, it is the citation that refers the readers to a specific place at the end of the paper where they can find out the source of the information or the words or quotes that you have mentioned in the paper. Okay, so what does that mean? Everything is given at the end of the chapter. So when using EndNotes, your quoted or paraphrased sentence or summarized material is followed by a superscript number. So using both footnotes or endnotes involves placing a superscript number at the end of a sentence with information, paraphrase or quotation or data that you wish to cite. So I'll show you, see the superscript number. I'll show you the example. So you can find the numbers here. Yes, as I said, 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are the superscript numbers. So it is always, it is always advisable to place a superscript number at the end of a sentence with the information or paraphrase or quotation or the data that you wish to cite. The superscript numbers should generally be placed at the end of the sentence to which they refer. Okay, so this is how you have to place your superscript number in the text so that it will be easy for the readers to find out the notes. It could be the end note or footnote. So remaining we'll see next class. Thank you.